Welcome back to all my food warriors. Coach Joe here, presenting you today the easiest dessert in the history of the world. 3 ingredients. 3, that's it, that's all. What I have here are these little pears. These are called forelle pears, Forelle. These look like little, I don't know what you want to call them, little Bartlett pears, really. These are from South Africa. They are unbelievably sweet, unbelievably fragrant, very, very floral. They're absolutely fantastic. And they're these tiny little pears. We usually buy them in big bags. They're in season this time of year. And you'll notice, we know they're ripe because they've got that red patch where they've started to ripen on the tree. These are quite green, so the yellow part here is quite green when you buy it, and they're underripe. When they start to ripen, even off the tree, these will start to turn a pale shade of yellow, and that's really when they're best for this application. Don't want them too soft because they'll just melt away too hard, and they stay a little crunchy. So this is really the sweet spot for these pears. Absolutely phenomenal. If you can't find forelle pears, a Bartlett pear would work in a pinch. For this application, I've got 1.5 pairs per person because they are quite small. But otherwise, if I was using a Bartlett pear that was a little bit bigger, 1 pair per person is all you need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake these pears. I'm going to bake them with a little bit of vanilla sugar. Now I want you to have a look at this. This is vanilla sugar that I make at home. And what I do is I put 1 kilo of sugar, just regular plain sugar, into a food processor, and I put 10 vanilla beans into the food processor. I'll split them down the middle, I'll yard out the inside, scrape it into the sugar, and then I'll put the whole bean in there as well. And I'll just let it go for a good maybe 10 or 10 or 12 minutes in the food processor, and then what I'll do is I'll strain it through a sieve. And what you get is the most fragrant, most intense, most unbelievable product in the end. This is really the salt of the pastry kitchen. And it doesn't need a whole lot to make a big difference. So all I'm going to do, and this is for 4 people, all I need here is about 1/4 cup of this vanilla sugar. That's it. That's it for 4 portions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle this over my pears, and what this is going to do is it's going to start to leach out some of the liquid, and I'm just going to roast these pears in a hot oven. And what this vanilla sugar is going to do is it's going to start to form the basis of a beautiful caramel sauce for these pears. Let me tell you something, if your kids won't eat fruit, give them this. Give them this and it will change their whole outlook on fruit, believe me. So 1/4 cup of this sugar is all I need, and I'm just going to divide it among these 12 forelle pears. All I've done is I've basically taken a vegetable peeler, I've taken the skin off, I've taken out the core inside, cut them in half, and that's it. So that way when we eat them when they're done, the whole dish is 100% edible. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into a 450 degree oven for about 20 minutes. What'll come out, the pears will soften, the pears will roast, the sugar will caramelize, the vanilla and the juice from the pear will start to infuse that caramel, and I have one extra step before we finish. I'm not going to give it away now, but like I said, this is absolutely the easiest dessert in the world. It is unbelievably, it's simple to make, it tastes like $1,000,000. And like I said, if you've got kids in the house that don't eat fruit, this is a way to get them to start eating the fruit. So I will see you in about 20 minutes. We are back. Our pears have had a good 25 minutes in a hot oven, roughly about 425, 450 degrees. So what we have here is now the beginning of a caramel. So you'll notice on the side of the pan here we have that beautiful golden brown caramel that's starting to be created from the juice from the pears, as well as from the vanilla sugar that we put just on top of the pears. Now if we don't have vanilla sugar, a little bit of sugar and vanilla extract would be a suitable substitute. Certainly no reason not to make this dish if you don't have that vanilla sugar. But certainly if you did, let me tell you, it would bring this dish to another level. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a caramel cream sauce. So what I have here is just some 35% cream. This is just some heavy whipping cream, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of whipping cream over each of the pears. Just a couple of tablespoons. Now what's going to happen here is that whipping cream is going to combine with that caramel. It's going to reduce down, and again, the juice from the pears, that beautiful vanilla caramel, and the whipping cream is going to create this beautiful caramel cream sauce. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put these pears back in the oven for maybe another 12 to 15 minutes. They're going to continue to roast, continue to soften, and this sauce is going to continue to bubble up and intensify in flavor. So this is about 12 to 15 minutes away from being done. I'm going to throw this back into the oven, and I will see you in about 15 minutes. All right, it has been about 12 minutes. I think our pears are done. We're just going to take them out of the oven and have a look to see what has developed. So, here we are. Oh. Look at that. Oh, all that beautiful bubbling cream. Now that has all reduced. That has mixed with the caramel that was at the bottom of the pan. The pears have taken on some beautiful color. Now this is way too hot to eat. This is like eating napalm at this point. So we are going to let this sit for about maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Just let that aggressive heat subside, and then we are going right to the plate. So I will see you in 5 minutes. So as you can see, I've simply taken, I've waited about 5 or 6 minutes for the really aggressive heat to cool down. I've taken 3 pears and plated them up. All I'm doing now is just with a little rubber, or a silicone spatula rather, I'm just moving around all of this beautiful caramel cream sauce in the container, in the baking vessel, just scraping down all the bits that I can from the side. You don't want to lose even a drop of this sauce. I'm telling you, it really is that good. So let's see if I can get a grip on it here. Oh, there we are. And we're just going to move all this into one corner so I can scrape this off and get this into each of the dishes. Let's put that right here. There we are. And like I said, this is absolutely, I can't even begin to describe the smell. It is just so intensely vanilla, but it's got a great deal more complexity from the juice from the pears, and obviously from our cream and our vanilla sugar. There we are. There we are. Tell you, there's going to be a fight for this vanilla caramel sauce. There always is. There we are. Let's see how we can split this up a little bit. There we are. Just put that here. And we'll just scrape this right into the plate. Oh, just fantastic. Unbelievable. I have here a little sprig of mint that I've picked right out of the garden. So if we're going to sit here and we're going to garnish this dish, look at that. Look at that. Oven roasted pears, vanilla sugar, caramel sauce, a little bit of cream just to soften it in the end. Absolutely stellar. I'm going to finish garnishing each one of these just so that everyone feels a little bit special. There we are. And there we are. And I'm going to try this. I'm telling you, 3 ingredients, never tasted so good. Those pears have softened up beautifully. They've still maintained their integrity. They haven't broken down into an applesauce type consistency. They're still independent, but they've softened beautifully. Tastes like $1,000,000. I highly recommend you try this. Give this one a try. Let me know how it did in the comments below. and I will see you on the next one.